Today we continued on working with one-step equations. However, this time we're working with one-step equations that are division problems, and we're using multiplication to solve. Now, as always, we have to know what the inverse operation is when solving one-step equations. So for division, it's multiplication. And what makes it feasible to solve using the inverse is this property. We have used this property with all other operations, but now, since we're working with our final operation of division, we must use the multiplication property of equality to isolate our variable. And what it basically means is if you multiply one side of an equation by a number, you multiply the other side by the same number. We've been saying that for addition, for subtraction, for multiplication, and division. So now we know all of our properties of equalities for our operations. There's a couple things that are really important that we need to remember and understand while we're doing this lesson. The first thing is division can be written as a fraction. So if you notice, I have x over 4. But what do we say when we have something like this? We don't say x over 4. We say x is divided by 4. Or x divided by 4. Either one works, okay? Probably this one's going to be a little bit closer to what we're doing when we're working with problems like this. Next, something else that's super important is because we look at this and think, oh, it's a fraction, what we need to make sure we do is when we see our division problem set up like this, we remember that when we are going to do the operation of multiplying, what we do is we multiply both sides by the denominator. So my denominator is 4, which means I'm dividing by 4, so that means I'd have to multiply by 4. So let's just go ahead and move on to our steps, which haven't changed. Step 1, isolate the variable using the inverse. What's the inverse? The inverse of division is multiplication. Then we do that on both sides of the equal sign, and we solve for x. So let's take a look at this problem here. Our first example problem, it says x divided by 4. Hey, that's like what we have up here, but it equals 25. So I build my wall around my equal sign, and it says that I have to isolate the variable by using the inverse. Well, x divided by 4 is the inverse is to multiply by 4, and I do it on both sides. So I can say times 4 over here, or I can even say times 4. Either way works, this one or this one. So what happens is when I have 4 over 4, which is 4 divided by 4, it actually cancels each other out. It leaves me x equals, and then I can work out my 25 times 4, which is 100. And I solve the same way I've been solving all along. I plug in 100 for x, so I say x, oops, darn it, x over 4 equals 25. I plug in 100 over 4 equals 25. 100 divided by 4, that's what it means. 25 equals 25. Check. So let's take a look at this very interesting looking problem here. Well, this actually is the same thing as x over 4, or x divided by 4. Well, let's explain why. So I'm going to take this right here, and we're going to show you why it works as x over 4. So when we were doing our multiplying fractions, So this is actually 1/4 times x. When, back in the day, we were talking about this, we said whole number. Now x is a whole number. We put a whole number over 1, always. What ends up happening is we multiply the numerators and we multiply the denominators to give us x over 4. So now, will I easily be able to solve this? Absolutely. So I'm going to take this and put this as x divided by 4 equals 9. And now I work my problem out. I'm going to build my wall around my equal sign. I'm going to do the inverse. X divided by 4 would be 4 times. That would be the inverse. And I do it on both sides. This cancels out and leaves x. Now, 9 times 4 is 36. I can leave my problem like this because it's a basic fact. I don't have to have them up and down so I can work them out, but I could if I wanted to. So, and I would just plug it back in to make sure it all worked out. Well, let's go and solve another problem. There we go. This one is going to be using a decimal, but please don't get yourself freaked out just because it's a decimal. We do everything the same way. I'm going to build my wall so it's easier to isolate. X divided by 2 8/10. The inverse would be to multiply by 2 8/10 on both sides. And actually this time I'm going to put it down here because it's 2-digit by 2-digit. What happens is these cancel each other out and I end up with x equals. Now I'm going to go over here and do the hard work. I start by multiplying as though there are no decimal points. Oops. I wrote the wrong answer. The wrong problem down. Don't do that. That's a good way to learn a lesson. 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 3 plus 4 is 28. Hug, kiss, get rid of this. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 3 plus 1 is 7. 8, 0. What did I just do? I am adding my partial products, count my decimals, and boom, boom, add it in. X is 10 8/100. Now, I can check my work by using a calculator. How would I do that? Well, I would plug in, of course, 10 8/100 divided by 2 8/10. And what is my answer? 3 6/10. It worked. Using a calculator to check your work is a great strategy. Let's take a look at this word problem. So I read through the whole problem and I make sure I understand it. That's my check mark. So this place is selling brownies and Jonah divides the brownies amongst his 5 friends. He's not included in it, so he's got 5 friends to divide his brownies, okay? Now, and actually it says divides amongst 5. So actually I can write it as divided by 5, or since we are using our division that looks like a fraction, I can leave it like that. Each friend gets 3 total. So that's actually going to be equals 3. And my x is, because that's my question, here is x. How many brownies are in the box? X is the number of brownies in the box to start. Okay, so I have x divided by 5, the total number of brownies, and then it's divided by the 5 friends and it'll equal 3. Build my wall, do the inverse, X divided by 5 is 5 times, and I do it on both sides. Cancels each other out. X equals 15. So he had 15 brownies to start. And there you go, my friends.